Evening, y'all. Been a while. So yeah, um, been a minute, right? Since I've done a stream. Let's get this stream set up, right?
Been a minute, right?
Whoa, we'll put that on mute. New Bluetooth speaker, large one. So yeah. In message, live chat, refresh the page. Yeah, so what has this past week been for me? It is Tuesday. The weekend was all right. I went to the um, passport office. Oh, sparkling apple and grape cider. It's not wine. So last week on Friday, I was a waiting game at the passport office. Then the weekend hit. Uh, and yeah, didn't do much. Did what I could to get stuff done. Still got to contact the cops about my stolen bicycle. I'm going to eat this and do omegle. So yesterday, I went and I got a chiropractic thing review. Today, I went to Stretch Zone, got a free half-hour stretch, a consultation, all the good stuff. In 20 minutes, got to go charge a scooter or go on the hunt for scooters. Yeah, so here we are. Don't know why I put the lid back on this water. Good housekeeping, that's why. Yeah, so see, I went to Stretch Zone, I lit my candle, I came back. Yeah. Oh, here I am, doing my thing. And yeah, I don't know if we'll get to omegle. Maybe I'm eating 10 minutes and then some omegle. So, emails and paperwork. Had a doctor's appointment yesterday. My hand's fucked unless I can get regenerative medicine. Then afterwards, I went to a different doctor's office, the one where my pains are hanging up. And discussed 3 PRP injections and a stem cell injection. Comes about $5,000. I still got to look into Dubai and Switzerland hospitals, but I don't have a passport. Eddie M. Good evening, Eddie M. Haven't done much, you know. Friday, I was in the passport office. They have all the paperwork they can possibly get from me. Saturday, I didn't do much. What did I do Saturday? Probably charging scooters. That's what I do over the weekend, is charge them scooters. Sunday, same thing, didn't do much. And here I am, yo. Monday, I went to a chiropractor's office and then a doctor's appointment. I wanted to go to what do you call that? Um, City Council, and I issued it in writing, trying to get a pay increase for the scooters. They used to pay 16 to 20 bucks a scooter. Friday night, I think it was, I went to New Conscience, paid 30 bucks and went to an after show. It was pretty nice. And yeah, Saturday I just charged scooters. Sunday I charged scooters. Yesterday I had my doctor's appointment, chiropractic appointment. Oh, I had some In-N-Out, but I didn't do another food review. I just kept it to myself because the In-N-Out is like a block or two away from the chiropractor's office. So that will be a thing when we go to the chiropractor's office. Afterwards, we'll be getting In-N-Out. Alrighty. I'm already done with my hand exercises. I did them before I started. So, yeah. Sparkling apple grape. 100% juices from U.S. grown fresh apples and grape concentrate. Here we go, right? They're like 2 for $5, $2.50 a piece. And I bought them for Thanksgiving. I met a girl today, a woman. She just moved back to Colorado after 20 years. I met her on the light rail. I misheard her name, said Carol, wrote her a text message, "Hey, Carol." She's like, "It's Laura. It's okay." I was like, "Oh, hello, Laura. Be going on a date soon." Oh, I'll be right back. Oh, so Ugh. Whew. Let's get a what do you call that? A White House email going. Menu, contact us, message type, contact the president, name. Oh, close enough. Yep. United States. Let's give the address. Gotta select my state. Oh man. Colorado. Zip code. Yep. What would I like to say? I am in need of money. I have purchased two lotto tickets. Two lotto tickets. Now hear the sirens. Just a reminder. I am still owed about 3 million from services provided while I was attending Secure Set Cyber Academy. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Control A, Control C. I'm gonna need money. Just a reminder, I'm still owed about 3 million from services provided while I was attending Secure Set Cyber Academy. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Alrighty. Control C. What's up? Lucky Strikes. Lucky Strikes 07. Hey, what's up, Isabel Alive? How y'all doing today? Oh, I'm here. I'm kicking it. Vice President, I'm just sending some what do you call it? Some emails to the good old White House. And I'll do one to the CIA also, United States. How y'all doing tonight? Oh, I just ate. Doing good. I've been working out a couple of days. Last week or the weekend. And excuse me. Yeah. Um, oh, wait, there's someone there. Holy shit. Let me go back to that. Oh, add the stream. What's up, yo?
And
Uh,
How are you?
great, great. Well, I mean, I have my landlord came by with a camera. He's trying to take pictures of the inside because he's trying to like evict me or whatever. And it's like, no, dude. I mean, you can come in and check the fire thing, but you're not bringing in your camera. You already came in the other week with the camera. Yeah, I mean, it came in the other day with the camera. It's like, no, you don't get to bring in your camera. Just I mean, I'm already taking you to court. Like. But he starts being an idiot. So I'm just like, okay, whatever, bud. And I go, so you want to do this? All right. So I just start, singing in the hallway. Well, everybody, Mr. Whatever is here. You know what I mean? And they start doing little things. I just stop it. And I'm like, well, really? I didn't start it. Anyway, so you know what I mean? That ended it because he didn't, he didn't want the advertisement of him being a slumlord going through the hallways or whatever. So they had to leave. But yeah, they're the new owners came in and they raised the rent by $100. And since I'm grandfathered in and didn't sign a lease, right? I've got to go. But I've got a drawer with 3 or 4 fake eviction notices. No hearing or anything. They're absolutely just fake. So they're not going to do very well when I go to, the hearing or whatever that I have set up. So, but yes, but since that's something that I think I have control of, not them. It's not necessarily a negative. Well, it is though. It is because it disrupts my life, right? But what do you
Yeah, I've done. Go ahead.
What do you think about that?
I went through a eviction thing before, and I paid my rent. I was suing my landlord for what do you call that? He trashed my spot, threw everything away.
Yes.
So
Yeah, the place is trash. That's the thing. The place is trash. He's trying to take pictures of it to say, "Oh, he did that. I want to evict him." It's like, no, this is your damage that you never cut, and that's the issue. That's why I said you can't take the picture because I'm taking the picture.
yeah, so that's the thing. If you show up in court with pictures saying, "Hey, this is stuff they didn't fix," it's different than them showing up with court saying, "This is what they did."
Exactly. And I
Yeah,
already told the
and
police, and they said, yes, you got to take it to court, and they can't not give you the name of the owner, and the fact that they weren't, the cops said, oh no, they have to do that. So I know right then when I said to them, I need the name of the owner so I can start procedures, and you guys aren't doing that. So until then, no. You can come in and check it, but there's all this other stuff not happening.
you could go to a city and county building,
Mhm.
and you should be able to get that. Type in your address. You go to your city and county, and be like, "Hey, I need to find out who the owner of this property is." And if they ask why, just say legal purposes. You don't have to say, "Oh, I'm suing them, this, and this."
Right.
And then you can look it up, or they'll look it up, or they might say, "Hey, look it up online." But there's a way you could do that, where it's not just that. You could type in a person's name to see if they own any property in the city and county, or you can go on there and type in the address and see who owns the address.
Right. Because it might be something that they're not necessarily trying to hide themselves from entirely because they want people to be able to contact their for business still.
Yep.
Exactly. But yeah, like my rent is paid through a secondary because they used to insist that you would pay direct, except then this landlord is so crooked. They demanded that stop, and the only reason anybody would ever do that is to be able to rob you, and took it off direct and forced it, and then said you can't pay me cash either. And it's like that's ridiculous. I got to go in through a secondary though to make sure that I had it paid, and I've got the records, the bank has the records, and
Yeah, that's why I'm always willing to spend that extra $5 and get a bank check
yes,
because the bank records it all the time. Yeah, because when I went through my eviction, I paid through what do you call it, money orders from 7-Eleven, and I made photocopies of them because I had to for my PO.
yes,
Right. So,
Rent receipts, yeah. Sure do.
When I showed rent receipt, I showed like the most recent 6 months,
Yeah.
and I was still missing the first 3 months. And the judge was like talking to their lawyers, like, well, if you're trying to say you missed the first 3 months, why did you wait 9 months to file the eviction?
I mean,
And then I told the judge, I was like, well, Your Honor, if I need to get copies of those, the federal government has them. So if you want to have the federal government involved, I'm totally down. And he's like, why would the feds have them? I was like, because I have to make copies of my rent receipts and my money orders I had to fill out in front of my PO. And she photocopied. So the feds have these. And it's like, oh, I believe you. I believe that you were on federal supervised release, and I believe that they required you to come in with your rent checks. And I was like, yeah, that's what I did. And so then they dropped the whole issue that I didn't pay the first 3 months. They were saying I missed 1 month recently, and I showed up with photocopies of the money orders.
yes.
And then it showed that they weren't even cashing the money orders till like 2 months later, like a month or two after I gave them.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge thought that was odd. He's like, why are you waiting a month or two to deposit these money orders?
Good faith.
Lost them. Yeah. The judge was even like, dude, you could have lost these. You have no record of paying or entering in what do you call that, deposits in less than 30 days. Every time you've made a deposit, it's been over a 30-day mark. So yeah, when you go in, you just got to have whatever rent receipts you have. You got to make photocopies of them. If there's any damage, take pictures, and the judge will most likely be like, do you have a before picture? Or he'll want to know how it was caused by the landlord through neglect or whatever the fuck. So make it as wordy and as long as possible, because the more wordy and longer your paragraph is, that means it's harder for them to put it on you.
Yeah.
And always put in there that you've repeatedly contacted. And if you contacted through email or text message, you may have to have a date for those.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, like I've had the police, here to like stop their actions. Like I have in the drawer like fake and extortion letters too. They just put things in the door going, oh, you owe $200. Put it in this account. Put it in this account number, or we're gonna get you cut off from your ODSP. Because if you don't give them, your ODSP money, your rent, we'll get you cut off. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, I pay my rent. Obviously, and because if I didn't, it would get cut off. It's one of those things. It's like it's so retarded, but they just do it just so they can say it. Like to use it in something else. Oh, he didn't pay this. It's like, no, I didn't. That's just straight up extortion. Like, as far as the shit says.
If you want to kick their hornet's nest and shit on them, go to tips.fbi.gov.
Cool.
And then you put in those account numbers as account numbers associated with terrorism funding.
Cool.
Because then they'll automatically get audited.
Awesome. Yeah, like I'm anything, but yeah, I've got them on the phone right there. Like, yeah, the accounts that they want the money to go to that they tried to steal from me. Because that's the thing, when I go to the tribunal, the thing or whatever, I'm gonna have 3 fake eviction notices. They say like, oh, you owe $1,300, this much money, even though I'll have the sheets there from my bank that show, no, he got the money and he paid the money. And I mean, what do they do in that case? Just go, oh yeah, okay, they can't. Like, how did they? Like, because obviously I don't want to stay living here, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, like they can't.
You don't want to be homeless.
Which one?
You don't want to be homeless, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because you got to figure out when and how to move and all that time and all that stuff. So you'll just tell the judge, like, yeah, I don't want to be homeless. I'm looking for a new spot, and it's just going to take time. And until then, I'll just keep paying my rent, which I've been doing.
Exactly, and that exactly. I mean, they just the other thing the places all have to be redone, and that's okay, and that's it's a known thing. They redid the place beside me, then they redid the other one, and I mean this one, yeah, it needs redone done too. But I'm living here currently, I accept that, and I'm not complaining about the thing. But except then it's like it's like evict me, and it's like it's obvious that the place has regular things that need to be done to it, but at the same time they're not. Nothing that I've done, and there's nothing that's like anyway. Yeah, exactly. Um, there's no damage or anything. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing bad about the apartment other than like some holes in doors or whatever that have been here since I moved in. Oh yeah, and some stuff on the porch. But he's good. Oh, move that stuff inside and bring it and put it in the garbage out back. The stuff's outside and been outside since I've been here. It's putrid and bug filled, and you know what I mean. I wasn't gonna bring it inside. I figured that was just a trick to get me to bring something inside to blame the infested. The place is infested, by the way, with cockroaches, and they brought people in to treat it, but it didn't do anything. The whole building. Like, isn't that serious? Like, don't they have to fumigate?
Okay, if you could get any documentation from any other tenant,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, sure. I've got lots of friends.
yeah, so if you go into court and you're like, yeah, I have these letters from other tenants, they have their name and their phone numbers and their unit
Okay,
address, that stuff works a lot. Like if
cool.
you could get another tenant to show up or a prior tenant and say, "Oh yeah, I dealt with the same issue. They blew me off. It's been this stuff has been destroyed for since I got there. It has not been fixed," because then it's no longer just your word versus the landlord or the property manager.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's putting it. I'm glad. I'm so glad I did talk. Exactly, because that was just the stuff that I wanted, like to put it in that nice little perspective. Exactly, exactly. Because my neighbor will totally write down. They sent me last month a piece of paper saying that I owe them $1,200 when I pay every month on disability, just like everybody else in the building. Like when they showed up in the building, they just handed everybody um, eviction notices and said you all owe us like 2 months rent to everybody. And it's like, how don't you get arrested for that? And I mean, I know how because of town. They're doing business. Okay, well, let them do their business.
Well, honestly, if you want to stick it to them, you file federal complaints and international complaints. Send all that information, their account information, to
Yep.
Interpol.
Okay,
Uh,
cool. Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Better
uh,
vindicators, everybody.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that way,
for his business, right? Because I got it. Yeah, exactly.
so you just find out all the business titles, names, and addresses, and you report them as terrorists. All right.
Yes.
Seriously, say that you're suffering threats, duress, coercion, fear for your life, liberty, well-being, happiness. And then when you start sending that to other agencies, though they have an automated algorithm that they talk back and forth to. So whenever that happens, so if you send it to like the FBI, the CIA, and Interpol, they all have a database that they pull information. So if the same account or address is flagged in two separate ones, such as let's say the FBI and Interpol, they're going to red flag everyone. So then they'll have to look because that's the law.
Super. Great. Yeah, because I said to the guy, I said, look, you could have done this the regular way. You have a tenant, you want to work on the room, you've got new tenants in, you want to do your thing, you want to raise rent $100 and everything. I go, there could have been a way that we could have worked this out, possibly even if you could have just done your little thing, but you insisted even after I brought it to your attention that I had no interest in doing that or letting that happen. But they just kept on steamrolling me. You know what I mean? Steamrolling me, putting those things in my door, putting them repeatedly until it's like, okay. I mean, I don't even think
What's up, Chubbs?
I'm not angry that so angry that I'm because it's so stupid as other people when they look at it, right? They're like, oh, this is stupid, we can't do this. And it's like, right, that's how come I'm trying not to let myself get beyond a certain amount of esteemed, because I want to roll with it still, and not get myself into a situation where I'm looking at a demerit or a um, probation or something for something stupid, like hitting somebody, like, oh, like ridiculous. I don't think I'd even do that unless I ingested alcohol, and I'm not gonna drink while I'm dealing with this.
Yeah. Just deal. I like when I had to deal with it. I called my landlord because part of my lease was that if I'm going to be gone for like a week or more, I have
Right?
to call him and tell him. So
Oh,
I called him on Friday, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to take off. I'll call you back on Monday. All right, or I'll call you on Monday, or whether or not I'll be back next week." That same Friday, he threw out all my shit.
oh,
And yeah, and my rent was already paid till the end of the month. And this was the
this
beginning
is
of
what I
it.
mean, brother. See, I'm so glad I called you. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. So, you know, I sued him in claims court, and I told him he needed to replace all my stuff or pay for it. He first told me that his dad was the person he had throw out the shit. His dad's like 80, 90 years old,
Right,
right?
yeah.
I'm like, you expect me to believe that your 89-year-old dad fucking went up a flight of stairs with my
Yeah,
couch, my bed, all my stuff? And he's
exactly.
like, oh, yeah. And then he had some dude sign an affidavit saying that some other guy, tossed it all out, and the date was wrong. And I was like, well, one, the date's wrong. Two, this
Yep.
little affidavit that he signed stating that he threw
Didn't.
out all my stuff is
Yeah,
proof
yeah.
that he committed breaking, entering, and theft.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
It's like,
right?
hey, buddy, you might want to just throw that paper out, and I'm gonna let you take it back from me if the officer is cool. You know what I mean? To the guy, it's like, look, you want that piece of paper fucking back, dude? Why? Because you need to throw it out or rip it up right now. Because I'm giving you one chance, dude. Otherwise, because you just went into his house and robbed him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's breaking and entering and burglary.
Yeah,
You
they're
know,
so conceited sometimes. They don't even realize, and that's
because
where when you get a good cop, or a young guy actually doing his job, which is what I got, a 23-year-old who knew me from working at the youth place on Friday and Saturday nights when he was a kid. So 20 years, he was like, oh, hey, and I was like, oh, right on, and he was just like, okay, well, they can do this, they can do this, they can do this, they can't do this here. And that was really good that you told me that they cannot start moving your stuff out of the place to the thing at the barn at the back. So
no,
don't.
no, no. Because remember, to do that requires a court order. So you have to first go through the eviction hearing. The judge has to rule an eviction and then set up a date when the sheriff has to show up and remove everything.
See, these are things that because I know them. You know what I mean? You're saying that. Because I guess that's how I call it too. Because I wanted to have those few things that I know when you look at the information. Then when someone comes along and they're like, "Okay, well, we're doing this," and they keep looking back, wondering. I wonder if he knows that we damn well cannot actually do this. But if you don't know, you don't know. And
Yeah.
you go over, jump on the couch. That's it. That's assault. What, my guys are working. You fucking did that. I'm telling them that you fucking hit them both. You know what I mean? And they'll both say, he came over here and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, and he's a pretty scary guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
That's cool to know that they cannot do that, because then I don't have to get loud. I can just go, we both know that you can't do that. So I will just be standing over here casually calling them. Oh, no, you don't have to do that. We actually got something else to do here too. So we'll maybe get to that if we don't finish the other thing. So you just better watch out. Okay.
So you can also file an online report complaint with
Yeah,
like the
that's what I was
police
saying.
department or the county sheriff's department. And so
Oh,
that way you
yeah.
have a record of this person harassing you, threatening your property, you know?
Yes, because I forgot that coming here with the camera and everything, when it's like you were just allowed in, people from the apartment just 2 days ago to check on the work that the people had done that had come in to spray for the infestation. So yeah, that's all the other thing. I just allowed, you know what I mean? Like they put the paper up saying 24-hour notice, come in, we're going to check on the work that the other people did and with the camera. And I was like, whatever. Because the thing is, it wasn't a good camera. It was just a thing, and I thought, you know what? I don't care, and I was right, which is why they gave me the other one saying we're checking the smoke detectors now. It's the annual thing. I've got 6 of these. You know what I mean? Because they just make them up for whatever. But whatever. Still, I do know that if they gave me a notice and it says you're checking the smoke, they still it's a right. You know what I mean? But whatever. They come in, they check it, they leave.
If you have the ability to record like on your phone the entire time they're
I
home,
know.
you can do that.
I know. That's
Remember
the
that.
time I didn't have it on. I didn't have them in though either. But I knew like and just before I called you, I was kicking myself, going, I wish I had let him at least get in the door and got his face with that camera because he was sitting there with that camera, like a digital one, you know, but it had the scope on and everything. And I really wanted to insult him about, hey, dude, you know, you're playing with your little camera. Like, anyway, I wanted to get him on, you know, so I could, but whatever. Like, I'd rather get him because I'm quite sure I can get his picture at his, you know, his business or his in a suit or whatever to be able to say this guy is a grandmother, you know, knocking out, waiting for them, coming back from their welfare check, going into their mailbox, stealing guy. That's what he's all about. That's what he does to everybody. I want to nail him like that, you know, because that's what he is.
Yeah, but hey, it's 9:14. I have to go do my scooter job. I
Cool,
have to go
cool.
pick up scooters. That's how I get paid.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. I really appreciate that.
Anytime, yo. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I honestly feel a lot better. That's what friends are for. Hey, man, peace out, bro.
Peace, yo.
Cool.
Everybody on YouTube, have a beautiful evening. It's 9:15 p.m. I have to go grab a whole bunch of scooters. Stay warm if you need to stay warm. Stay cool if you need to stay cool. Stay safe, stay sober. I'm choosing sobriety. Peace. Love you. And broadcast click. And broadcast click.